Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, episode 1 of Hard Knocks is in the books, and it was awesome. Talk about one Jets drive being really good. Hard Knocks took it to another level. I really enjoyed what we got out of this episode. And what's really cool is both One Jets Drive and Hard Knocks kind of hit on different things. There's, obviously some slight overlap in there, but overall, both entities can be watched on their own for different value entertainment, and I really liked it. But we're going to talk about Hard Knocks today, and I want to go into some of my favorite parts about it. The series opens with Robert Saleh giving a motivational speech about the eagle and the crow.
Did you know that the only bird in the world that will attack an eagle is a crow? It's a crow. That's the only bird that will actually have the balls to attack an eagle. It will perch on the eagle's back and peck at its neck. So rather than fight back and tearing a crow to pieces like it can, the eagle spreads its wings and it soars as high as it possibly can. It keeps going and going and going as high as it can. And the higher the eagle flies, the harder it is for the crow to breathe. Eventually, the crow suffocates, falls back down to earth, and dies. That's what happens. Guys, we got a great deal of hype around us. We do. All kinds of expectations. And with great expectations, we know that there's going to be a whole lot of people, a whole lot of crows expecting us to fall on our face. What are you doing to find that little bit more to get us closer to being a great fucking team? You finish practice, now what? You finish meetings, now what? Lifting, now what? A rep, now what? And if we come together and we challenge ourselves to do a little bit more every day, the crows, they'll fall by themselves. Embrace what we're capable of. Embrace the fact that we aren't the same old Jets. Embrace the fact that we do have a target on our back. Embrace the fact that when teams look at our schedule, they're not chalking us up for a W. They're coming at you. It's exactly where we want to be. And that's fucking awesome.
Saleh talks about the eagle and the crow and how the crow's pecking at the back of the eagle the whole time. And all the eagle has to do is soar, spread its wings, soar higher and higher and higher. The crow begins to suffocate, falls back down to the earth and dies. So if you think the sound from the outside media, teams, fans, other things like that are pecking at the back of the New York Jets, we are the eagle. We want to be the dominant team. We are going to do what we need to do. We are going to soar. We are going to take flight, and we will suffocate the crows on the way up because of what we are doing, not the noise that's coming from the outside. So I really like that aspect of it. Then you get into some of the funnier stuff. I thought Solomon Thomas and Tanzel Smart talking about the charcuterie board thing was absolutely amazing.
I can't be sick. Bro, it's actually, I got bad knees. Bro, y'all be amazed. Knees start hurting.
Hard Knocks, y'all hear this?
How good
I want to go to a Broadway show. I want to eat a charcuterie board.
Charcuterie. That's it.
I almost spit out my drink when I heard that. I keeled over. Charcuterie board is such a weird word to see, but I've never in all my life heard someone call it a charcuterie board, and I was dying. You get into some of the other stuff. They were talking about the Garrett Wilson versus Sauce Gardner. Iron sharpens iron. The fight that you have between those guys, Sauce graduating. There's a whole lot of stuff that was brought up that I'm not going to get overly into, but just some of the funny things. So Hackett and Rodgers, the dynamic between their relationship I thought was really cool. Obviously, they're close friends, but I never really got to see the backstory for the Packers side of things because I'm so invested into the Jets side of things. But hearing Rodgers talk about Hackett and how celebrations at Lambeau Field, you got the Lambeau Leap. Well, Hackett wants to see you celebrate with their friends. They talk about Bulaga coming in and celebrating. He's getting people to work together. And that's kind of where you see Rodgers talking about, hey, sit with everyone on the team. Don't get comfortable. Start having conversations with a whole bunch of teammates. Sit with someone new each day. Learn these guys. And I think he's getting that from Hackett along with just the overall veteran status being in the league. But I think that's something nice to see. And it feels like there's a really strong chemistry within this team. You get to see the voice of God get helicoptered in. Rodgers is all excited. He gets to talk to him. And then he's going up to Hackett. He says, go say hi to him.
Why do you say hi? Don't be an asshole.
I'm not an asshole.
Here you are. He's nervous. He wants to, meet people, feel comfortable.
I know that.
He's never been to a Hard Knocks practice.
You know how excited he is to meet Aaron Rodgers? That's overwhelming.
Just say hi.
It's overwhelming for people.
Just be nice. Hey, look at him. Hey, you got all dressed up for it?
Don't be an asshole. Go say hi to him. Rodgers goes off on that tangent for like a few different players. It's not just Hackett, but I thought the exchange with Hackett was really funny. And then you get into like the Zach mentorship or Rodgers mentorship of Zach. I really like that. You got to see a little bit more of, a peek behind the curtain, if you will, as far as the veteran quarterback teaching the young gun. And it seems like Zach is genuinely happy. Obviously Saleh talks about how it's tough to get that reset and, being the face of the franchise. And then all of a sudden you got to take a back seat and reset your mental clock. Well, it seems like Zach has really embraced that. One, he has looked really good in camp. I've been to 5 of the 6 practices so far that have been open to the public, and I have been really impressed with what we've seen from Zach. Then you start listening to like the dynamic that's going on. So this is just before the Hall of Fame game. Zach's got his, the guns out, and Rodgers making comments about it, and Zach fires back.
Hey, let those sleeves down, bro.
Hey, I think it looks fantastic.
Let those sleeves down. Let them down.
Oh, you look so good.
The guy in front of me has nothing to show off, so I figured I might as well let him go. You know what I mean?
You look so good. So good.
The guy in front of me doesn't have so much, so I got to show him off. I love it. Zach, well, he's not making Aaron Rodgers' life hell. You can tell there's a big brother, little brother type of dynamic going on there. And like Zach is genuinely smiling ear to ear. You see tons of footage of this throughout Hard Knocks. And I really think this relationship is going to continue to allow Zach Wilson to get better as a quarterback. They're talking about being on the sidelines and, oh, what did you see here? Why would you do this? And, the different mindsets and what you should be looking for at each particular step of the process. And Rodgers, it seems like he's fully embraced the coaching side of things. And we heard from fans outside of the Jets organization where they're like, oh, Rodgers is never going to do that. He's not going to be all in. Well, this very clearly looks like he's all in. We get, we move fast forward to the Hall of Fame game. You're talking about the long pass to Malik Taylor that Aaron Rodgers actually called the play. We heard rumors of it and that like, oh, Rodgers was going to be calling plays. That was the play that he actually called or told him to throw it to Malik Taylor. Well, you got to hear some of the audio clips behind it and just some of the reaction of the team when that call was made.
Throw it up to Malik. Malik. Throw it to Malik. Yeah, it's going to Malik.
2nd and 7. Back to throw from the goal line. Has time. Floats a bomb down the left sideline. Yeah! Drops it in. Yeah, Malik! Yeah, baby!
After that throw is made, Zach Wilson's running down the field, and you catch a little moment of Zach Wilson and Mekhi Becton, 2 guys that have kind of fallen out of favor in terms of the fan base and maybe expectations of where everyone thought these guys were going to be. Zach obviously getting the reset, Mekhi Becton coming back from injury. I thought this was a really cool interaction.
A dime and a half. Hey, good shit, big dog. Let's go. Way to protect. Way to protect.
And of course, you're going to be excited after a really big play, but it's nice to see them both running down the field, embracing one another, and Becton hopping along. Like, it seems like he's fully healthy, at least at that point in the game. Now, obviously, he pulled himself after 7 snaps, and we'll have to kind of keep an eye on him. But overall, I like the mentality that it appears like Becton and Zach Wilson both have. And then you see Zach Wilson in the locker room eating the Uncrustables, a little peanut butter and jelly action for our little tyke right there. I was dying. It gave me flashbacks of like Mark Sanchez sitting on the sideline, stuffing the hot dog into his mouth. And it was just really funny to see that type of thing. And then at the very end, you get this interaction between the voice of God, who I'm always going to forget that guy's name, and Aaron Rodgers, talking about why Aaron Rodgers doesn't like surfing.
Not a surfer.
Not a surfer, no. Good.
I like being upright.
Where are you from in California?
Northern Chico.
All right, yeah. And you never surfed?
No.
Really?
No, I tried.
Oh, you just didn't like it?
No, I loved it. I just couldn't stay up.
Right.
Yeah, you're falling in shallow water, rocks everywhere, sharks,
Right.
manta rays.
Not worth it. Not worth it. Manta rays, that's right. They're terrifying, manta rays.
Whale sharks.
Whale sharks, they're also extremely dangerous, I've heard.
Yeah. Piranhas, probably.
In
somewhere.
Chico.
Yeah.
There's piranhas in Chico.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
think the sense of humor is really there with Rodgers. You could tell he's really enjoying himself. And there's so much more that I did not go into in this episode. They bring up the Sean Payton stuff with Nathaniel Hackett. They're doing the, a little drill where they're throwing a football at the pylon and you have to say something that could screw the other guy up. And Sean Payton or Aaron Rodgers goes, Sean Payton, as Hackett's throwing the ball. And he's like, that's a good one. That's a good one. And that's great for like the fans because the fans are all fired up about Sean Payton right now and the Hackett relationship. So like we're already hyper focused on that. To see it get a little nod in the in Hard Knocks. They actually, they go into it. They obviously went over the quote a little bit and Rodgers responding to that and then Hackett's kind of response and Saleh's response. I thought that was really neat. Rodgers goes into how Hackett apparently loves Austin Powers Goldmember and how they don't call it the red zone. They call it the gold zone. And he's playing all these different clips of, Goldmember in his roller skates. Where does he like to eat? What's all this different stuff? And just seeing how he gets the whole team kind of together and I don't want to say buying into one message, but really bonding as a unit. Because I never got the feeling under Mike LaFleur that there was a cohesion of like friendship on the team. Like we always had these little things coming up. Like obviously you had the Denzel Mims stuff, the Elijah Moore thing. And, maybe that stems from, some poor play from the quarterback position. But overall, I really, really liked what Hackett has brought to this team from a mentality standpoint. Hopefully that translates well on the field. I would think with Aaron Rodgers here, that probably is going to be the case. As far as other things that I thought I saw in here, Rodgers made a comment, 60% of the time, it works every time. Comment from Anchorman. I always love myself a good movie quote, so I really enjoyed that as well. The no-look passes, they were talking about Rodgers' no-look passes, and you see Garrett Wilson trying to whip balls sideways, and Breece is throwing balls sideways. Zach gets a nice no-look pass to Yeboah. I think this series of Hard Knocks, there's 4 more episodes left. If you haven't watched it, seriously, it costs $10 for the month for HBO Max. You're talking, or Max now, I guess not HBO Max, but you're talking $20. You're going to get some really good entertainment over the course of the next month or so. So guys, let me know your thoughts. What were your favorite parts of episode 1 of Hard Knocks? Was there one thing that stood out among all the rest, or was there something that you wish you had seen in this week's episode that maybe you hope is in a future episode? Guys, let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets. Jets!